Welcome back to another vlog. We are starting this vlog off at the thrift store. These are the colors of the day. Pretty generous sale, I may say. These shoes were cute. These were the first shoes that I actually picked up. I did like the colors in them, but I did not need them. Even though they were priced pretty good, I left them behind. Now these, I'm looking at this and I'm like, dang girl, you should have gotten those, because I do like the fun little bow that it had. And I do think that leopard against pink is also, those two complement each other very nicely, but I left them. I did like these loafers. I have a lot of loafers, y'all, so I don't need any more, but I did like these. They had like a chunky style. I did like these as well. Now y'all, I tried to get these to fit on my feet every which way I could, but my foot was like, It had like a pony hair design to it. Really nice. These Tory Burch loafers, or what do you call these, ballet flats? These were okay. $15. We'll see. I don't know. I did like this Liz Claiborne vintage purse. Y'all remember Liz Claiborne from back in the day? I really did like that one. I like this bag here as well. I think I saw this bag maybe last year at Marshall's or TJ Maxx, one of those family of stores. I definitely did see it. And then these On Clouds, I mean, they need some washing, maybe 2 or 3 good washes and cleans or whatever, but you can find anything in the thrift store, child. This Under Armour bag, I really did like this one. This would be like a nice diaper bag or a gym bag. I did also like this tweed tote bag. I told y'all I'm going to be going on a tropical vacation later on this year, so this would have been nice, but ultimately I left it. All right, y'all, I'm here at the Avenues Mall. Y'all, I just left the thrift store with Antanese.com. I'll put her channel name down below and also link it in the description. She asked me if I would, take her thrifting. Of course, I agreed and said, yeah. Y'all, if I could have snapped a picture of her face, of how she was looking when she walked in, y'all, I was laughing so hard. Because if you've never been to the thrift store, or if you've never been to a larger thrift store, walking into something that size for the first time is extremely overwhelming. It was for me the very first time I went, so her reaction was very relatable. But y'all, she was so funny. She was like, first of all, why is the parking lot full? Second of all, where are these people at? Listen, her reaction of a first-time thrifter was 100% valid. So we didn't stay in very long. Neither of us ended up buying anything. I did have 2 bags. One was a vintage Liz Claiborne. It would have been $2 with the discount, and then another was a tweed looking bag. You all would have seen it in the previous clips. I ended up not getting either because the line was just way too long, and I didn't want them badly enough to wait in the line. And when I say long, it was like wrapped around almost, to the other side of the store. So, maybe I'll venture back in there later on this afternoon, or maybe I won't. That's what my thrift trip was today. I'm here at the Avenues Mall now because I purchased 2 pair of trousers from Express, a butter yellow pair and a baby blue pair. And I purchased them because I have a pair of black trousers from Express that I absolutely love, and I just assumed that these would be in the same material. They are not. Y'all, those pants were $88 a piece. So I paid almost $200 for 2 pair of pants, and the quality of those pants left a lot to be desired. As a matter of fact, the yellow pair, you can see completely through. And I'm like, yeah, I don't have time for this. So those are going back to Express, and I will still be on the hunt for a pair of butter yellow trousers. So let's go ahead and return this stuff. I may go to Dillard's. I don't know. Dillard's is right here across the way, but let's go ahead and go. So as I mentioned, I had to go into Express and return those pants. I will link those pants below in case any of you are interested. Every time I go in Express, they have something new, but I don't know, maybe it's just me. All of the colors seem to be the same in the store. So I never really find anything in store. Most of the things I find in Express are online, but they do have good pieces. While I was at the mall, they have their Mother's Day display up, but while I was at the mall, I had to go back to Foot Locker. Do y'all remember several vlogs ago I was telling y'all about the custom dunks? I wanted to order. I forgot the size, y'all. I forgot. So I had to go back in here and try on some new ones. These denim dunks were really nice. Then, y'all, I stopped by Auntie Annie's because they had cookies and cream pretzels. These were actually really good. If you're in the mall and you have an Auntie Annie's, stop and try them. On my way home from the Avenues Mall, I decided to stop by the City Thrift. I didn't have any rhyme or specific reason for going in this store other than to just be nosy. The first thing I saw were these slides. They kind of remind me of the Tory Burch Miller slide. But child, look at the price on those. Like the thrift stores these days, y'all, they are getting beside themselves with these prices. I'm like, y'all got this stuff for free. I mean, I know y'all have overhead, but if you get it for free, everything is 100% profit, right? These shoes I thought were nice. I actually have a pair of shoes very similar to this in my Steve Madden collection of pumps. These shoes, y'all, I know exactly why these ended up in the thrift store. It's because of that little toe piece. That little toe piece right there. Listen, I already know it probably tears the toes up. This Zara blazer, this looked like it might have been part of a two-piece that they probably either didn't donate or maybe were separated. It was nice. I didn't get it. Now, I did like this short set. If this would have been in my size, I would have purchased it. I want to say this was a linen set. I did really like the color. I like this short set as well. I have something very similar to this. I thrifted it for $7 a couple of years ago, and it is a vintage suit. It is absolutely a darling suit. I'm thinking about doing a styling video because I have a lot of thrifted clothes that you all have never even seen. We'll work on that. This Tommy Hilfiger windbreaker, this was really nice. It was a cool little retro piece, an ode to the 90s. Y'all remember how the guys used to wear the Tommy Hilfiger pants? I know my husband did. This jacket right here, this was really nice. This was a vintage piece as well. You can just tell by the tag of it. Look how it's cut. This is why I always say none of this stuff today is new. It's all a dupe. The designer is the dupe. These dresses, y'all, look at this. Look at this beautiful beading on this dress. Low key, I was thinking like, who can I buy this dress for? Because it was stunning in person. And this day they had a lot of sequin pieces. This dress was really cute, and I think that white one that's behind this black dress, I think that dress was actually silk. I think a few of these sequin pieces were actually silk. So listen, if you are looking for an after five, hit up the thrift, a little after five piece, a little yang, hit up the thrift store. Now, they had this bag in their display. I have no idea if it was real or not, and I didn't even care enough to ask them to take a look at it, but I thought I would show it to you. Y'all remember these? These right here? I used to eat these all the time. I saw these in the Dollar Tree when I was buying the stuff to make my son's Easter basket. I'm about to have me one. Y'all remember we used to take them and twist them and split them with our friends, like we get half and they get half. It's funny the things that trigger your memory back and bring you back to your childhood. But I saw these and I could not resist. So y'all look at these Stanley Cup straw covers I purchased off of Amazon. They came 4 in a pack for I believe $7. And this is the one that I have on my Stanley Cup. It's just a little teddy bear. That's the one that I put on there. But look at these. They're like bedazzled and you know, whatever. This one, I like this one. It says Queen. And y'all don't mind my fingernail. I'm in the process of taking off that blue polish. I'm getting a manicure this weekend. So, and today's Thursday, April 24th. So Saturday I'll be getting a manicure, but don't mind it. Don't act like you haven't come on camera and your nails be looking a mess. I'm just kidding, y'all. I'm just kidding. Anyway, these are the ones that I got from Amazon. And I think these were only like $6 or $7. And I just think that they are just adorbs. Look at them. So cute. So the next day, y'all, April 25th, I went over to Dillard's. Dillard's was having a perfume event that I was invited to. They're introducing Bond No. 9 to the Jacksonville market. So my fragrance SA Capilani invited me over, and I decided to pick up a fragrance for my husband. Y'all, I just left Dillard's. I didn't take y'all in there. Maybe I did get 1 or 2 clips, but I think I mentioned to you all in the previous vlog that Dillard's was having their they were having a perfume event where they were introducing the Bond No. 9 line to Jacksonville. And some of y'all, where depending on where you live, you might be saying, bond number 9. You know, I've told you all before, Jacksonville is a large city by square miles, but our demographic is considered relatively small. And up until very recently, we did not have a lot of things here, and a lot of brands and companies did not come here because the demographic just did not support, you know, that type of development. But now things are changing. We're getting this big brand new stadium. We drafted the number 2 draft pick, Travis Hunter, in the NFL draft, so he's coming to Jacksonville. So some exciting things are happening. So later on that evening, I met up with Antanese.com and some other Jacksonville creators. Antanese.com puts together a Jacksonville creator event. We have a lot of creators that live in Jacksonville. Some we know and some we don't. So she just tried to put this together so that we can meet people that we don't know. Now I do like Oceana outside of this event. I've been there several times, and every time I go, I always get the seafood pasta. Y'all, it tears my stomach up. I believe it's because of the red sauce. So this time I just got a regular seafood pasta. This was a strawberry lemon drop martini. It was so good. I got Parmesan truffle fries, and then I also got just a regular seafood pasta with blackened shrimp and blackened chicken with the white sauce. It was delicious. I ended up bringing it home. My son finished it off. You know, these kids will steal your food if you don't mark it. The next day, I went to a T-ball game. Y'all, if y'all have not been to a T-ball game, that is the funniest little thing to me. Those little kids are so cute. This is my friend's grandson. His name is Dalen, and he is on the T-ball team, the little aces. Y'all, those kids out there, they had a little boy that had just turned 3 like the week before. Right. So he was like technically a 2-year-old. And child, they just run with them big old helmets on, arms just a swinging. Then I went over to TJ Maxx because I was still looking for that bag. This is before my girl Dionne Dean came in clutch, and she said, girl, I got you. And she sent me the link for that bag. So this was before she sent me that link, but I am going to be ordering that bag, y'all. If y'all have not seen my vlog, go back and watch it and you'll know which bag I'm talking about. I also linked her channel in the description box, so you can go over and look at her full video as well. But this bag right here, y'all know I have this bag in a smaller size. My husband bought it for me one Mother's Day when we were in Orlando. I have the smaller one. This bag right here was nice. It is the DKNY. It was a faux leather, but it was a really good quality faux leather. I didn't need a bag this style. I have so many that I carry and some I don't. This bag was nice. It was genuine leather. The price was good on it, and I did like how classy and sleek it was. It is just giving me like Ferragamo vibes all up and through. I didn't need another bag, y'all. I don't need any more handbags if I'm being completely honest, but I am going to order that one that Dionne Dean has because I just love it. This one reminds me of the Alexander McQueen. Alexander McQueen has a clutch that looks very similar to this, except for it has like hole openings or finger openings that you stick your fingers through, but it looks pretty similar to this one. If I can find a picture, I'll insert it. This bag looks way better in person than it does on camera. The beading on it was really nice. They had a Home Good in this plaza that was right next door. These chairs were really nice. I kind of was going back and forth with them to put them in my bedroom, but ultimately I said no, because they're too big and they kind of look like an outdoor chair, but they were really nice as well. Then I saw this acrylic tray and I was like, girl, what are you going to do with that? If I can't figure out what to do with it, guess what I did? I put it back. And that's exactly what I did. While I was in there, I also was looking for some wall art. Y'all, everything looks so unseasoned. Why is everything so bland? I need something with some color. So I didn't get any art that day. But this bench, y'all, this was really nice. Had this been in black, I probably would have picked it up for my bedroom. These stools were nice as well. Then I saw this green bench, y'all. This green one, and they had one in cream as well. This green one was so striking. It really caught my eye. It was a really good price. It has a storage compartment for you, which, you know, storage is always important. And then the cool thing about these two, they had like the top of it was a soft open. I've seen a soft close, but I've not seen a soft open. And like I said, they were a really good price. I picked these boxes up for my husband because he wanted some boxes to go on his counter in his bathroom. So I picked those up. Then I went to Marshall's in the town center. If you live in Jacksonville, you know where that is. These Jason Wu slides were really nice. I was looking to see if they had these in my size. They didn't. These Steve Madden slides, these cow or pony hair slides were nice as well. Again, not in my size. Something about these Calvin Klein slides, I don't know. Something about them I just didn't like, but I did like the pretty color. This bag right here kind of caught my eye because of the design of it, and it said it was 100% leather, child. I mean, if that's what the people say, then I guess that's what we have to go with. But I didn't need any bag like this, so of course I left it. This Karl Lagerfeld bag was really nice as well. It was a coated canvas, and it had like a denim look to it. And what I really like about it is it had a guitar type strap, and then it had like this little pouch, very Prada-esque, if you will. Then I went over to look at their fragrances. This right here smelled really good, but I generally do not like gourmand scents because I don't like smelling like food, so I left it. But it did smell really, really good if gourmands are your thing. Now these lashes, this is at the beauty supply store. I needed a hair relaxer. Who is wearing lashes this big and this long? These lashes, y'all know, lie, were about 3 to 4 inches long. I'm like, who is still wearing that? I don't know. But if that's your jam, that's your jam. Then later on, I went over to Dreamette. One of my childhood friends from church, she bought into the franchise of Dreamette. If you're from Jacksonville, then you know all the rave about Dreamette. And she is now a franchise owner. So I went to patronize her business. That ice cream was so good, y'all. Then later on that evening, I ventured on back home. Look at this view. Jacksonville is such a pretty city, and we have such a pretty skyline. The next day, y'all, I was sitting at home, and I was like, dang, I want to go to the MJ musical. And y'all, the MJ musical left. The last day was on the 27th. This day is on the 27th. And I jumped up and I said, I want to go. So I went, and it actually worked out for me because all of the seats that day, because it was the last day of the show, I went to the first show of the last day. All of the seats were $40. And when I first started looking at this show, the seats started at $160. So that was a win-win for me. Now, one thing about these Broadway musicals, they don't allow you to record during the show, but they do allow you to record after the show when the dancers are doing their ending credits. That we see, and maybe somehow we can work it out. I asked my neighbor for a favor. She said later, what has come to us? Was I going this? What is it? And that is my vlog for the week, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at luxliving4_less. And I'll see you guys and gals in the next video. Bye, y'all.